When I first heard of the piece and I saw the score, I believed in it and I liked it, and then I thought, we should really do it.
I just wanna run that good race. How long, sweet Jesus, how long?
It's a historical piece, and I can actually throw myself into that era and experience what my foremothers went through. And I'm blessed that all the blood that was shed, now, today, I'm able to thrive because of it.
How long, sweet Jesus, how long? Well, my soul is crying, and I'm so tired of dying. How long, sweet Jesus, how long? Well, I cried out to you, Lord, on my bended knees, and I asked you when, oh my Savior, when can I lay down this load?
If you look at it chronologically, that was the drum in Africa. And from there was the cotton field, what we call spirituals. And then from there was what we call blues. The black people call it reels.
Well, Miss Baby, everything I do come out wrong. When I first met you, girl, seemed like everything I do come out wrong. When I first laid eyes on you, you made me feel just like a roll out in the stone.
And then from the blues comes the jazz.
The two things that jazz musicians in general have, from which classical musicians can actually learn from. One is that the complicated rhythms, the syncopations and all the complicated rhythms, they must never be tight. And the other thing is the naturalness of the body language. Obviously, you can't play a Brooklyn Symphony or Mahler Symphony and have the same body language that you have when you play blues, when you have any jazz or whatever it is. But the fact that the sound inspires and requires a body language, and that you can't just take your violin and just play like that, but it really has to come out of you. That's really wonderful about jazz musicians, and I always learn from that.
If Mozart were alive today, I know he would be hanging out in Harlem. When I went to Africa, I saw a violin, a 4-string violin, that was the instrument that was given to the chief, who was then, they say, 90 rainy seasons old. And his great-great-grandfather played this instrument. And I had never in my life thought that the violin was played in Africa. And we started to play. And the drums sounded like the violins, which I mean in the sense that I'm normally accustomed to using the violins to play the melodic lines and the drums to play the percussive lines. But there was just the opposite. The violins were used as the percussive instruments and the drums were used as the melodic instruments. So in the tack scene, I used that concept. And the melodies in the timpani. Boom, 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 boom. The forces in the symphony orchestra could be they're African in nature, in their nature. The piano is nothing but a harp. It's nothing but a harp in a big box. The xylophone, nothing but gourds. The drums, the trumpets, they had in Africa, they had wooden trumpets. The Maasai played wooden trumpets with double reeds. Sound like the 1940 Count Basie trumpet section. So any instrument in the orchestra has its roots in Africa. I'm especially interested in young black people hearing it because even to this day, they aren't taught their history. It doesn't do any good if only they understand it. The people they have to live with in the rest of the world need to understand it too. And until we deal with each other's history in a respectful manner, we will always be pretty much enemies, and any idea of living together as brothers and sisters is simply a dream. Nothing is more sacred to me than music. And I know of no other thing or no other force that can heal people and enlighten people than music.